Okay, so we'll talk about methods that are in string, right? Okay, so we have a sample string here, hello. Okay, and we want to see what are different functions or methods that are available for string. So we'll start with set of functions where we are asking question is. Okay, if you type is, these are the functions. Is alpha. Okay, that means does it contain only alphabet? Okay, so what do you think? Does it contain only alphabet? Your text one, does it contain only alphabet?
No, it can be integer too, sir.
Are these only alphabet? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, it's alphabet.
Yes, sir. It's only alphabet.
It's only alphabet. So when you run it, you get true. Okay. Now this is to check if the values has only alphabet or not, right? So you have a situation where you're asking user to enter name. Now name cannot have something other than alphabet.
Numbers.
Okay. So let's say here I'm going to say input. Okay, so before we do input, let me make this little bigger, okay, so that we'll practice a little more. Good morning. Now what will happen if I run this? True or false?
True, sir. True, sir.
What happened?
Is it because it has a space?
Yes, space is not an alphabet. No, there are only 26 alphabet, A to Z. There's no space or character. So because we have space here, it said it's false. Okay.
If there's no space, it'll give true.
Correct. So now let's say I want to ask the user, okay, I want to ask user input, okay, I'm going to say F name, first name, input, enter your name, right? So after entering the name, okay, you check F name, okay. If F name, and we'll do if, we haven't done if, technically we have done it, but we'll revisit. So, so you can check if user has input valid first name or not. Okay, if they have input valid first name, you'll get true, otherwise you get false. So my first name is, let's say my first name is Swapnil, right? So it says true. That means I've entered valid first name. If I have entered you get false, right? Because I have entered something which is not character in my name. Okay, this is how you can check. Okay, apart from that, you have print f name dot is upper. Okay, it's going to check if it is uppercase or not. If it is uppercase, it's going to give true. If it is lowercase, it's going to give false. Okay. Let me put this as okay. F name equal to Sachin. Okay. So keep adding them here. Okay. So is upper, and similarly you have is lower. Okay. Similarly you have is title. Okay. So If I type Sachin here, I'll get this as true because all the characters here is upper. Okay, all the characters here it has to be lower. Okay, now if I give Sachin Tendulkar, then will this be true or false?
False.
It
Sir,
will be
in
false.
case of
True.
lower, it is true, sir, but space doesn't matter. Here,
Space doesn't matter for lower. If it doesn't, then it's true
पढ़ाई लिखाई
because
करते
it,
नहीं हो क्या? What is the uppercase for space? Is space uppercase or lowercase? Is uppercase or lowercase space? Space doesn't matter, right? Whether you write capital letters or small letters, do you change the space,
no.
right?
Then it'll come true. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you get doubt for space? Have you not written capital letters in your school days? Even now, when you type, don't you type capital letters? Or when you put caps lock on and when you start typing, will space appear as something else?
No.
Don't try to think too much. Okay. Now, title is something like this. Okay. So when I run it, enter your name, Sachin Tendulkar. Okay. So of course, both becomes false and this is true. Okay. Title means first letter of each word is capital. First letter of each word is capital and rest are lowercase. Okay. Only the first letter of each word is capital and rest is small or lowercase. Okay. That is called as title case. Okay.
okay.
You have few more such functions. Print fname dot is, okay, is digit, is space, is alum, is decimal, is ASCII, is numeric. Okay. Now is identifier. Now is digit will check if the name has only digit or not. Okay. So if I enter, okay, fname as 1, 2, 3, space 4, 5, 6. Give me true or false. Line number 11.
True.
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 Is space a digit? How many digits we have? 0 to 9. 10
Yeah.
digits only. Space is not a digit. Where you have to think, you're not thinking. Where you don't have to think, you're thinking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is true. But not 1, 2, 3 plus space 4, 5, 6, because space is not a digit. Okay. Okay. The last one we'll discuss here is called alnum. Alnum stands for alphanumeric. So it can contain alphabet or number. So now you tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, 11 will be false. What will be 12? True or false? Alnum means alphanumeric, right? It can contain alphabet or numeric. So 1, 2, 3, space 4, 5, 6. Will it be true or false? Line number 12.
False.
Why false?
So like the digit, it has space, then it will be printed as false answer. So it is also alpha and numeric.
Space is not an alphabet,
No, sir.
right?
Ah,
Space is not an alphabet. So if I say 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4, 5, 6, G, H, U, J, it is true. Okay. Okay.
yes, sir.
So
Yes,
these
Yes,
are
sir.
your, yeah. So these are your, okay. Um,
Sir,
yeah,
excuse me, sir.
yes.
For the 12th line, this is alnum is to
Mhm.
check whether it is a digit or
Alphabet,
alphabet.
alphabet. Okay.
right? Okay. So is to ask question, is it? Okay. Similarly, you have only upper, only lower, okay, only title. So what it does is it converts whatever you give, it will convert into, okay, so upper, okay, print lower, print, okay, upper lower is done, title. Now these will convert whatever you enter into uppercase, lowercase, and title case. Okay. So when I run it, I'm saying okay. So see, capital will convert everything into capital, lower will convert everything into lower, and here everything converted into title case, right? First character of each word is
Right.
right.
Yes.
Okay. So these are some of the functions that we'll be using. Next is um, let's say, okay, lower, title, upper, this is done. Count, count, find, index. Let's do these things. Count, okay. So, okay, let's do it again. Count, see, count, it shows self. So every method will have self. So you ignore self. X, comma, start, comma, end. Okay, you're counting a certain thing. Okay, so in the F name, I want to count. Let's say in the name, how many S are there? Okay, so as I count S, S is a text, so I'll give text S. So when I enter your name here, let's say I enter Sachin, Saurav, okay, Who else? Say,
College.
no. I want. Okay. How many S are there here?
2.
4, sir.
4.
4.
Yes, sir.
What happened? They got how many S?
Per one name, it is considering one S.
Huh?
एक नेम के अंदर एक एस को ले रहे हैं शायद.
कैसे?
सचिन में एक
Sachin
एस
S,
है.
एक
So,
name
Saurabh
कैसे?
S.
This entire thing is one string, right?
yes, sir.
Then how will it know that it's separate? This entire thing is one string. So how can you say per word, per name?
Sir,
How
it
will
is
it know?
considered only lowercase letter, sir.
Yes. Okay, we have given smaller s, right? So it's looking only for small s,
Okay.
right? This is case sensitive. Strings are case sensitive, isn't it? Okay. So now you tell me, okay, if I want to this, but obviously this is not correct. Obviously, this is not correct, isn't it? So how do you make it correct? How do you make sure that you get 4s here? Think.
Sir, Sachin का cap lower case लिख देना sir. S.
इनपुट है तो कैसे करेंगे?
We should convert.
We should convert what?
Uppercase to lower.
Yes, that's right. But how?
Like, sir, we have done before F name lower.
Correct. Okay. So you have to say, okay, whenever you are doing comparing and comparing when you're doing it has to be same case. See, you cannot influence here. User can enter anything. Okay. When you're entering your name, when you're booking a flight ticket, right? You can enter all capital, all small, nobody can control that. But when I'm searching, I have to take control of that. So what I'll do first, I'll convert fname dot lower. And now I'll say dot count. Okay. So now when I enter, okay. Did you get it right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Correct? So this is how you have to search on a string. Okay, you can either convert into upper, right? And then say capital S. This is also going to give you same result, right? So when you're comparing the cases or text, when you're searching, comparing text, it is always okay. You have to either convert into upper and search on upper text, or convert into lower or search for lower text. Okay, generally upper text it doesn't look good, so it looks very kind of different to eyes, upper cases. Okay, so that's the general practice is that you convert to lowercase and then search for lowercase value. But you can also convert to upper and search for upper, right? So you have count, which will tell you how many. But I want to see within first 6 letters, how many S are there? Within first six. So you'll say start from 0 and go up to 6. Okay. So when you don't mention from and to, okay, it will check for the entire text. It will search for entire text. Okay, but I don't want to search on entire text. I want to search only on first 6 letters, or maybe say from first letter to 7th letter. Okay. So this is how you can give 1 and 7. And when you run it, okay, so see, within 1 to 7, we have only 2s, isn't it? So you can do count on entire text, or you can do count on specific range of values. Yes? Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. और सर सेकंड लेटर का फाइंड करना है ना?
सेकंड लेटर के अंदर सेकंड डाल दो ना। मनीष,
यस सर।
सेकंड लेटर के अंदर सेकंड डाल दो। Now index. I want to know, okay, so see, index also has sub, start, end. Okay, so index, okay, of, let's say I put Tendulkar, I want to find the index. Now here, see, it need not be just one letter. You can give, okay, multiple letter, right? Now, if you give multiple letter, okay, it will look for multiple values. So, okay, let's say I give here text 1 equal to first, okay, first, second, 31st, okay, 35th, 61st, 69th. I want to know how many first are here. What I'll do, I'll say, okay, txt1 dot upper dot count. Okay, first we'll have st, isn't it? I'll say st. So it will count all st. Okay, so enter your name, right? Let me enter something for now. So it will tell you, okay, total first are 3. First, and first, right? Now, sometimes what happens, a text might also have some st, let's say. So you can say st space. St space. It will search for st space. So not only that you are going to search only, you know, on single character, you can search on multiple characters as well, right? So you can, so it will search for those specific combinations, or not combination. I mean, st space only it will search. Ts space will not. It will not search ts space. Okay, so it will search how many st space is there within the text, and it will give you the count of. This is how you can search not only letter but also words. Okay, I'm talking about index of Tendulkar in Sachin Tendulkar. So, name of, enter your name, Sachin Tendulkar, right? So what will be the answer? Answer is substring not found. It did not find 10 in the Sachin Tendulkar. Does Sachin Tendulkar have Sachin 10 or not? Did it have 10 or not? It does, right?
Yes.
And why did it find
Case sensitive, sir. It
case
is.
sensitive again?
Yes.
Okay. So here also you can say, okay, now you know that you want to find first three letter of a number, sorry, first three letter of a word, you can say title, correct? And then say index. So it will look for title case only. But if you want to find anywhere in the text, right now, if in this case, okay, if I enter Sachin Tendulkar, it will be true, correct? It tells you the position, okay? Index will tell you at what is the position here. So see here, this in position is 0, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's why you got 7. The Tendulkar is at 7th position. Okay. Now, if you want to check, the word should begin with 10. You can do that. Okay. Or if you want to find Tendulkar anywhere, you say lowercase. Then it will find Tendulkar anywhere. So in this case, I can even say Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, because I have the capital, right? I have converted everything to small, so I have to check for small ones, right? Okay, it will tell you 6. Now, see, the problem here is if it is found, it will tell you the position, first matching position. But if it is not there, it is throwing error. So, how can I avoid error? I don't want to get error. How can I avoid error? So, first you run count. Okay, first you run count. And if count is more than 0, only then you find the index. Then you won't get error. Did you get it? Okay. First you check, compare if the value is there or not. If it is there, the first, this example that we did, count example, line number 19. So first you have to do count. And if count is more than 0, if it is 0, that means that word is not there. If that substring is not there, then why to do index? You can't do index, right? You throw error. So first you see the count. If count is more than 0, it is 1, 2, or 3, whatever, then only you can perform. Now, let's say count gave you 3 values. There are 3, let's say 10 in the sentence. Then position of which 10 will you be given? It always gives you the position of the first occurrence. So if a sentence has multiple substring, okay, it will only give you the position of the first matching substring. Clear? It will always give you the position of
Matching substring.
first matching. First.
So
Sir,
can you
ex-
tell again, explain again?
Yes.
So if, let me do it.
Sir, with another example like 10 is quite confusing.
Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin, or let's say Arjun Tendulkar. Okay, say okay, so how many 10 are there in this sentence?
3.
Right? But still it'll give you only 7. Okay, it will do the first matching. It will not return for the other, other 10. or third 10. Okay. Now it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not going to give you.
Another.
It only
The
give you
tens,
first
only the
occurrence.
first 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Replace. Okay. Last one we'll do replace. You want to replace. Okay. I want to replace 10 with 11. Let's say. Okay. So if I say print fname dot lower dot replace. Okay. So see, replace will have first old string, then new string. Old string means what do you want to find? I want to find 10. Okay. Again, I have converted lowercase, so I have to say lower 10. And 10 I want to replace with 11. Okay. So now when I run it, enter your name, Sachin Tendulkar, Arjun Tendulkar, Priya Tendulkar. You see that? What it did? It replaced 10 with 11.
11.
Okay. This is how you can replace Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I think this is good for now. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far on this? No? Okay.
No, sir.
I'll put up the code in the same place. Can practice. Sorry. Now, next topic we'll talk about, we'll start today and we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we will not meet. Okay, I want you to practice tomorrow. We'll meet on Thursday again. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, please practice. You guys are not practicing. 5 days, still you don't know how to do indexing. Okay. If condition. Now, what we've been doing so far is executing line by line, correct? But there's some situation where you don't want to execute line by line. You want to search for a condition. Only if the condition is true, you want to execute. For example, here itself, right? Where we want to do index. Okay. If it is found only, we want to do index, correct? So let me comment this input so that we don't want it to ask. Okay. Okay. So let's say I have Sachin Tendulkar. Okay. And I want to know the index of 10, right? So to know the index of 10, okay, I have to say something like this. Correct? But you know that if I make it 10, okay, there is no found. If it is not found, it's going to give us error. right? It gave us error here, isn't it? Value is substring not found. So before we perform this, what we'll do is we will first say 10 count or something like this variable equal to, okay, equal to fname dot lower dot count. Count what? 10. Okay, so 10 count equal to fname dot lower dot count 10. That means 10 count will have the value of count, right? Okay, print 10 count here. Now, if you run it, you see 10 count is 0, isn't it? So if it is 0, if 10 count is greater than 0, only then you perform index. If 10 count is greater than 0, only then you perform index. Otherwise, don't do anything. So now when I run it, 0, see there is no error. It is code 0, right? There is no error. 1 means there will be error, right? No error. Because this part never got executed. For example, I'll do a print here. Counting the number of tens. Okay, something like this, let's say. Now here, since 10 count is not equal to 0, this entire thing never got executed. Now, if I make it as 10 now when you run it, see, here it gives us the index 7, isn't it? Because it found here. So you got this text as well, counting the number of tens. That's when we use if. We use if to count, okay, to check for a condition, not for count, okay? If we use to check for a condition, okay? And if that condition is true, we did discuss comparison operator. So if is always followed by comparison operator. If the comparison, okay, leads to true, that means you have got it right. Okay, it will go inside that condition if. Okay, if this is false here, if this comparison operator is false, then it will not go inside. Okay, point 1. Point 2, whenever you are doing if thing, right, the text that has to go inside if, the text or the sense or the line of, okay, multiple lines, right, it will be multiple lines. So all the lines of code which should be executed when if is true, all the lines of code which should be executed when if is true has to be given with space, indentation. This is called indentation space. So far we've been saying that your first character should begin from first position. You cannot give a space here. If you give space, see PyCharm is already marking this as red. It will become error, okay? But now when we are saying that these two lines of code are in if block. Now let's say I write some extra line of code here. Print, thank you. Now, thank you is it inside if or outside if?
Outside if.
It is outside if, it is in main program, okay? So, so this line of code will be executed in both the cases, when if is true or if is false. Both the cases it will get executed. But line number 28 and 29 is inside if, okay? Because we have given space and we are showing it as inside if. So line number 28 and 29 will be executed in both the cases, when your count is true or it is false. Okay, 1. That is point number 2, correct? Point number 3 here is, when you are writing first line of code inside if, you have a choice of giving how many spaces you want. Okay, so this is our first line of instruction inside if, correct? So you can give, you have to give at least one space, okay? If you don't give space, then it will be shown as part of main program. So you have to give at least one space. You have to give at least one space. Now, you can choose to give more than one, okay? It's up to you. Generally, we give tab spaces. Okay, tab is good for our eyes. You can easily see, which is default set to 4 spaces. But you can even give 1 space. For Python will be happy even if 1 space is given. Okay, but it's up to you. You can give any number of space. Okay, point number 3, right? You can have to give indentation, and you have a choice. Okay, you have a choice of giving, okay, number of spaces. Okay, but when you are writing second line, the second line should have same number of spaces. The second line, you cannot have different spaces. For first line, you have a choice. First line, you can give 1 spaces or 100 spaces, up to you. But the number of spaces that you give for second line is same as the number of spaces you give for the first line. Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For second line, you don't have choice. It has to be same as first line. Okay. So in this case, I have if condition. If it is true, I'm executing these 2 things. Otherwise, doing nothing. Okay. Anyway, thank you is common. So thank you is in next slide. Okay. So this is an example of if. So when we meet on Thursday, we will do more such examples of if. Okay. Any question before we end this today's session?
27th line.
27th line. Okay.
Yeah, you have written if 10 count is greater than 0.
Correct.
The colon there after 0, is it else?
Right. I missed that point. So that's not else. Colon is part of if only. If
Okay.
condition colon, this is how we write syntax. If
Okay.
condition colon is part of your syntax, is part of your if only. Okay. We'll do else tomorrow. I mean day after.
Okay.
If condition colon, this is part of your syntax. If condition only. Okay. Any question before we wrap up, guys? All good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. So let's stop here for today. We'll meet on Thursday and we'll continue. Please do practice, okay?
Okay, sir.
Take care.